Welcome to building a main on old school Runescape. In this video I'm going to go over the steps I'm currently taking to build my main account in 2025. But first let me tell you why I made this video and decided to share it with you all. I am returning to old school Runescape after taking a 12-year hiatus. The last time I played the game was in 2012, and if you can imagine, the game has changed a lot since then. Old school Runescape has added tons of new content for not only just the end game, but even the beginning and mid parts of the game. And when I was told by Jagex at the beginning of the year that they could not recover my old account from 2012, I was only left with one option: to start a new account. First, I thought it would be fine. I would just hop on YouTube and look up some videos on how to start a Runescape account, and Bob's your uncle. But when I first started doing some research, I couldn't really find anything that I was truly looking for. There are some great YouTubers out there, and a lot of them have some fantastic content, but I came to realize one thing. Most of these content creators were making these videos from a different point of view. Most of them were maxed and already deep into the endgame content. Or, if someone wasn't maxed, it was someone making content about building up an Iron Man account, which wasn't exactly fitting for what I was looking for on my main account. I kept searching and searching. I really couldn't find anything to suit my needs. A lot of the building a main account videos were outdated, most made over a few years ago. And that's totally understandable because building your main account is going to take you several years. So today I'm setting my own mission of giving you that up-to-date content, how to build a main. I'm going to take you along the path that I take, show you my struggles, and hopefully have some fun along the way. Most of the content will be released in an episode style series where I'm going to be highlighting some of the clips and content that I have over on my live streams. You can find the live stream links down below in the description. So sit back, relax, navigate the timestamps below, and let's jump into it. My first piece of advice to you is to learn how to set small goals for yourself. It's not a bad idea to have big goals in mind, but like I said earlier, building your main account could potentially take several years, especially if you're an average, everyday player like I am, where you only have a few hours here and there to play. But don't let that deter you. Several years may sound pretty scary, but this game provides so many things to do, and it'll fly by in no time. So if you'd like to follow along with more of a physical piece of paper, check the description below for a written guide of the steps that I took. As of right now, it's not extremely fancy, but it is some kind of bullet points that I have written down just to kind of show you the direct path that I have taken. Starting out on day one, you may be lost and confused on what to do when they kick you off Tutorial Island. But don't worry, on the screen now is a list of quests that are crucial for kicking off your account. Completing these quests will boost all your level 1 stats pretty high, and completing these quests will help you set the guidelines for how questing goes and how a certain skill may work. But you may be asking yourself, how do I complete these quests? And let me tell you, it's actually pretty easy. First things first, make sure you're playing Runescape on Runelite. Runelite is a beautiful game client that Jagex actually approves of what will make your quality of life much easier. Coming in a later video, I'll show you all my most used Runelite plugins, but for now, make sure you download the plugin Quest Helper. Quest Helper will pretty much do the quest for you, and I mean that in a good way. It'll help you save time for looking up and researching what you need to do in the quest, as it simply tells you what you need to bring, who you need to fight, and where to go next. It truly is a game changer. After you completed some of these starter quests, you'll probably still have an itch of wanting to jump right in, wanting to complete your first big goal, as I know I did. So after doing tons of research and asking lots of friends, I wanted to find the perfect first big goal that is a great accomplishment and super rewarding even for the later game. And that was obtaining the Graceful Outfit. The Graceful Outfit is a weight reduction outfit, as it will increase the rate of the player's natural run energy by adding up to 20 to 30% when wearing the whole outfit. And let me tell you, this is a must-have item for questing. You'll probably find by doing the first few quests that you're constantly running out of run energy, and it gets quite annoying. But once you get the Graceful Outfit, it'll be night and day difference. I followed Zazzy's RS video for the perfect guide on how to get that outfit, so when you're ready, check the link in the description below for Zazzy's awesome video. So now that you completed your first big goal in the account, it's time to start figuring out what to do next. And this part of the video is going to be a little bit more rapid fire, but don't worry, I will be releasing gameplay videos from live streams on YouTube to kind of summarize how and why I did these things. It's not a bad idea to start figuring out what you like to do for making money. Being a main account, you're free to do whatever you want. Buy whatever you need from the Grand Exchange, spoil yourself with nice items, and make skilling much, much easier. And that brings me to the next point of utilizing the old school RuneScape wiki. The wiki is a fantastic tool for showing you money-making methods, pairing skills with money-making methods, and how to do quests, and even how to kill certain mobs that are in the world. The next step would be start figuring out what money-making method you like the most. And what I did was start pairing it up with the skill. I started doing some skills like fishing and cooking as they go hand in hand, along with some magic and mining, as they can also go hand in hand. Yes, that sounds a little weird, but they really can go together when you start to smelt ores that you mined with your magic spells. After I did some relaxing skilling along with some combat levels, I decided to step into the questing direction again. But I fell into the same problem I had before. Where do I start questing? What quest should I do next? Well, the optimal quest guide on the wiki is your answer. It tells you step by step what you need to do for the quest and which ones to do first and in what order. Now, you don't have to follow this exact list, as I didn't, but it does give you a great track to follow. I started questing my little heart out, following this guide and getting a ton of quests checked off. I will say, questing is actually my least favorite thing to do, but it is extremely important if you're wanting to advance your account and eventually wanting to get into the mid and end game of old school RuneScape. So my strategy was this: take breaks. Do some questing until I got bored or frustrated, and then go do something else. You'll see that kind of as a theme for me if you follow along my building an account series. I will do a couple quests here and go work on a few skills there. Do a couple more quests there, and then go do some more boss fighting with my friends. Dip my toes into some new content. I believe it is very important to take breaks, especially in old school RuneScape, to avoid burnout. So go do something else whenever you feel that way. As I progressed with my account, doing those quests and working on some skills, I started adding some bosses and mini games into the mix, like Winter Todd, Temperos, or even starting out with fighting Barrows. Then once I progressed a little further along, I started to complete most of the novice and intermediate quests along with the easy diaries. And if you don't know what quests are novice or intermediate, you can look those up on the old school RuneScape wiki, and they'll give you a list of every single quest that are in those categories. Then I started to set up some bigger goals for my account to focus on what I call the end of the early game content, focusing on quests like Dragon Slayer, Monkey Madness, and Fairy Tale. These quests, in my humble opinion, are quests to start ending the early game. Getting access to dragon equipment, teleports around the whole world, and getting a nice base foundation of levels. From there, I wanted to continue to set up bigger goals for myself to truly get out of the early game content. So I set my eyes on Recipes for Disaster. Now, Recipe for Disaster is something that you can start pretty early on, and you can do a lot of the mini quests inside Recipe for Disaster to get them out of the way. However, I saved all the quests to do at once. Completing RFD will grant you an access to the second best in slot of Barrow's gloves, a set of gloves that are best in slot for a very long time, and they'll give you a great combat boost for all of your equipment. So, to get myself to RFD, I trained my combat skills to base 60s, started doing Slayer tasks, and, of course, most importantly, took breaks and obtained a few skilling outfits. And I also worked on buying some of the best in-slot items for my current level. That brings me to the current day of my account. I have trained my account to be base 70s, completed RFD, and got myself geared up pretty nicely. So, what's next? Being in the early mid-game, there are so many opportunities for us to progress our account. And what I plan on doing is this. I plan to complete every easy and medium combat achievement. This will introduce me into boss fighting, learn how to prayer flick, and how to switch to different kits mid-fight, which is a nice stepping ladder for the end game. From there, I will plan to achieve the Fire Cape, and potentially look to complete questing and then attain that quest cape. Completing all the quests and getting all of that requirements will set me up nicely for boss fighting, end game content, and then looking to skill some 99s. And I believe once I get to this point where I am boss fighting, have a few 99s, and completed a lot of the combat achievements, I will truly have my main account on a solid foundation. From there, at least for content standpoint, I think my goal would be, after a few seasons of building my main is out, to then look at maxing my main account. To recap, the best way to start out with old school Runescape and building a main account is to make sure you're following the optimal quest guide. You can set some minor and big goals for yourself, like getting a graceful outfit or getting a certain skill up to a certain level, or even trying to get your GP to a certain mark in your bank account. Then from there, what I would do is to focus on skilling, focus on getting certain weapons and upgrading your gear by completing certain tasks and quests to be able to attain those items. From there, I try to set some mid-game goals of completing some quests like Dragon Slayer, Monkey Madness, and achieving the Barrow's Gloves, and then moving into some combat achievements to set me up for the mid-game. While working on combat achievements in Slayer, I then will eventually get to the Fire Cape, as I believe that's probably the next big thing, while we're in mid-game to kind of progress yourself to be closer to the end game. Once you're closer to the end game, it'll probably be more defined by what kind of task you have completed, what kind of capes you have, and what kind of bosses that you can be fighting. From there, it really writes your own story. Work on different skills, work on different bosses, work on different achievements, and off you are. Next thing you know, after maybe a few months or a few years of time, you're going to be having yourself a very own main maxed account. So at this point, I want to thank you guys for watching my video. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe for my content, as you will be seeing a, again, bi-weekly, weekly series coming out of how to build my main account that is going to be all the content over from my live streams. Thanks again for watching, and we'll hope to see you guys in the next video.